Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Tommy Maroon Sports Show on WCTV Studios. Of course, last week was an episode of the talk show, but it was a special because, of course, I did my top 10 PlayStation 2 sports games. I hope you enjoyed it, and I did that due to the lack of sports lately. But here we are right now, this week. Sports are going on. Everything's beginning to reopen once again. Everyone is nervous, but don't worry. For now, we'll at least have sports and something to talk about. So, for these next few weeks, I'm probably going to have a slower approach to the show, no trivia question, and just go at a slower approach and talk about different sports. So, with that, let's get started with this episode. And leading things off is UFC fighting. That's right, the Ultimate Fighting Championship 250, where we saw Aljamain Sterling against Corey Sandhagen, and Aljamain won that fight in the first round within the first 90 seconds, 1 minute 28. He attacked first, and he went by fast. He sent Sandhagen right to the ground immediately, and he won with a rear naked chokehold, a move in the UFC. And, of course, for Sterling, that will be a good win for him. And, of course, after that, Rafael Assunção against Corey Garbrandt. Excuse me if I mispronounced Rafael's name, but he lost. Cody Garbrandt right there won. He took a slow approach in the first round, not that aggressive. He wasn't getting all the punches. He was just trying to wear him out. And then the second round was when he went out. And he won by a TKO, a technical knockout. And look at those punches against Rafael in the second round, 4 minutes and 59 seconds. And, of course, the big fight in the UFC 250 back on Saturday was Amanda Nunes and Felicia Spencer. And for Nunes and Spencer, excuse me if I mispronounced it, but it was a women's featherweight title bout. It was, of course, the main event like what you see on the TV, and Amanda won it. She defends her featherweight title with a key victory. The fight ended after 5 rounds, which is when it is called, as you can tell by the bar that was there at the bottom of the screen. Nunes won due to a judge's score 50-44, 50-44, and 50-45. And she's the first fighter to defend 2 titles at the same time. And she has 13 career wins and 8 career title fights. Now, in case you don't know, the UFC and the other sports I'm talking about, no fans are allowed in the games. However, that doesn't mean that we're left on the outside, because there are still fans watching, and of course UFC ratings going up, a lot of people going pay-per-view for this. So in other news for the UFC, we see Conor McGregor retire for the 3rd time in the last 4 years, and he claims it was due to a lack of competition for him. And of course, the biggest thing out there, folks, that's right, the big fight everyone is waiting for. Hometown Stipe Miocic against Daniel Cormier. It'll be their 3rd fight, Saturday, August 15th. Mark down the date. It's going to be one of the biggest fights in the UFC's history. And I don't know about you, but I think I speak for everyone that lives in Northeast Ohio when I say Stipe is going to win it, and we'll be rooting him on, and we'll hope that he wins it, because that's going to be fun. They are neck and neck, 1-1. Hopefully it'll be Stipe, the Cleveland kid. And, of course, Fight Island is coming up this July, and this year it will be in Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. So, that's in the UAE, by the way. So, some fighting going on right there for the UFC. Can't wait to see that. And, of course, after the UFC, we're going to get into NASCAR. I know I don't talk that much about NASCAR, but I have to tell you something. I love NASCAR, and there was a lot of excitement last Sunday in the Fools of Honor Quick Trip 500. Now, for those that don't know, NASCAR took an 8-week break due to the virus, but then they went right back back in May with the Darlington Raceway, and NASCAR's ratings have skyrocketed. No fans are permitted, and the pit crew is there, but it's a little shorter. Everyone is checked in, no qualification. Instead, it is a randomly generated lottery. So anyways, there was a Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500 in Atlanta, where hometown Chase Elliott won that lottery and was the pool runner. However, he didn't win any, as Martin Truex Jr. won stages 1 and 2. That's right, it was stages 1 and 2 went to him. As you could tell right there, William Byron was struggling. That's right, number 24 is no longer Jeff Gordon. Jeff Gordon announces nowadays. Instead, it's William Byron. But even though Martin Truex Jr. won the first 2 stages, the victory went to Kevin Harvick. His 51st win in his historical career makes him 12th all-time in the NASCAR list, and he did a victory lap, no burnout. Held up his fingers in 3 to honor the great Dale Earnhardt. And Harvick also had the most laps. And, of course, Kevin Harvick is just unbelievable. He won, I believe, Darlington for victory number 50. That's right, 50. And the only people with more wins than him right now that are active are Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson, some good racers. So here was the top 10. Of course, Kevin Harvick won. Kyle finished in 2nd, and Martin in 3rd. Ryan Blaney in 4th. Denny Hamlin in 5th. Kurt Busch in 6th. Jimmy Johnson, who will be retiring at the end of the season, in 7th. Chase Elliott in 8th. Brad Keselowski in 9th. And last year's champion, Joey Logano, in 10th. So tonight, we have Martinsville. And you know what Martinsville reminds me a lot of? That's right, it reminds me a lot of Baby Park from Mario Kart. That's right, Mario Kart Double Dash, Mario Kart DS, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Of course, it will be the Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 500. And Martinsville is the shortest track in NASCAR, just like how Baby Park is the shortest track in Mario Kart. It's only 0.526 miles. It is known as a half mile of mayhem. It is a paperclip. It is small. All it is just you go about 100, quick turn, 100, quick turn, and so on and so forth. You're going, I believe, 263 miles per hour, because if we pull up the calculator and multiply 500 laps times 0.526, you get 263 laps. I don't know if you can see that right there, but 263 laps according to the calculator. So anyways, yes, the most wins ever at Martinsville goes to the great Richard Petty with 15 victories at a crazy racetrack. And, of course, so many similarities to Baby Park. The only difference between those two is that Baby Park is anti-gravity, has Bowser shells, is in the middle of an amusement park, and it's only 7 laps. And it's a lot of fun. Baby Park, I love it. So I love Martinsville too. And of course, that's going to be a lot of fun. And you know what's also fun? Our final topic today is going to be about the Korean Baseball Organization. That's right, the KBO. No fans are permitted in it, of course, but that doesn't mean that we're still seeing things in the crowd. Like, for instance, we were seeing stuffed animals there a little while ago. What's that? Those are 2 SpongeBobs right there. One SpongeBob right next to Amy from Sonic, and another one right next to Ted from the hit movie Ted. You can see a Power Rangers right there. You can even see Pikachu. Winnie the Pooh got in there twice. Winnie the Pooh's right next to Amy, and Winnie the Pooh's right next to that big stuffed bear. Mickey Mouse, Spider-Man, even Sonic on the far right. And just so many guys just wanting to watch baseball. And for a frustrated person who is not happy about the MLB and how back and forth the MLB and the MLBPA have been and how unlikable both of them have been and how much I just want to yell at all of them, the KBO is a good alternate. It started in 1982 and has 10 teams. And so far is the only baseball league that is going on right now. However, the NPB in Japan will be starting up on June the 19th. We'll try and cover that in the Tommy Maroon Sports Show because that's exciting baseball. ESPN's been covering the games. They've been getting so much attention in the United States too. I mean, who would thunk it? In 2020, the most popular baseball leagues would be the KBO and the NPB. KBO, of course, South Korea, and NPB, Japan. So the standings are looking a little like this in South Korea. We have the NC Dinos in first place, 23-6. Then the Doosan Bears in second, 19-10. The LG Twins are in third with 18-11. The Kiwoom Heroes, 17-13. The Kia Tigers and Lotte Giants tied at 15-15. The Samsung Lions are 13-17. The KT Wiz in 8th place with 11-18 record. And SK Wyverns is in 9th place. They have a 10-19 record. And unfortunately, in dead last, however, is the Hanwha Eagles. They are sitting at a 7-23 record. Not the best, but still early on the league. And of course, we need to look at some league leaders, which include the league leaders in average, which is Kang Jin Sung for NC with a 468 average. Roberto Ramos, leads the KBO in home runs with 12. Preston Tucker leads the KBO in RBIs with 31. He's playing with Kia. And there's a tie for the league lead in runs, which is Kim Ha-seong and Na Sung-bum. Of course, Kim is with Kiwoom and Na is with NC. They both have 27 runs. And of course, for pitching, you're going to hear this man a lot right there on your screen. His name is Koo Chang-mo. He has the lead in strikeouts with 44, ERA with .66, and is tied with Eric Jokic and Raul Alcantara for wins with 5. This man definitely could be something and could win the KBO Triple Crown. Look at that. You're seeing cutouts of fans at the game. I'm jealous of those fans. How are those cutout fans, stuffed animals, and so much more able to watch baseball during this time at the stadium? Yeah, they can't. However, we'll see soon. And of course, the league leader in saves is Won Jong-hyun with 8 with NC. NC is definitely a good pitching team. And so the KBO is off to a strong start. The NPB will be getting off to a strong start, which means in, 9 more days. That's right, 9 more days, Japan will be getting baseball going. And the NBA will be getting baseball going in Disney. The NHL will be getting hockey going with a 2014 playoff format. And the NBA, 22 teams. And sadly, the Cavs didn't make it, but I guess that's what happens when your team struggles. Don't worry, Cavs have a lot of potential. Hopefully, if we play next year, we'll get something. Because, of course, in the NBA, the thing is that, the season will end in about October, and next season will begin in December. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I've been really nervous about all this, but hopefully one day we'll get back. So as we approach the end of this, still nothing much to talk about, nothing much exciting. So I guess we'll be stuck with NASCAR and the KBO and NPB, which I'll be fine with, and UFC still, and the possibility of the future of sports. And of course, hopefully, high school football will be around the corner because practices are going on. Youth football is happening, at least in Highland, where they are having registration and stuff. And hopefully this is a good sign because I hope that we can have high school football with sellout crowds and all that great stuff. Now, do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. But you never know. As long as if everything's okay, as long as if the virus slows down, which it has not been lately, everything will hopefully be okay. So I don't know. I don't think we'll be back. I'm really unsure about football and stuff, but you never know. So hopefully we'll get to that point. So until then, you've been watching the Tommy Maroon Sports Show, and hopefully we'll be back next week.